Welcome to the Dear Love and Lust podcast. This is episode 5. Sharing is caring. For those that are just tuning in for the first time that are not familiar with the Dear Love and Lust podcast, it is basically, we answer anonymous questions that are submitted anonymously to our email, dearloveandlust@gmail.com. And we both share our perspectives. I'm the man. She's the woman. Let me get the camera on her so she can wave.
Yeah.
And, we offer our 2 cents on various topics regarding love, sex, and relationships.
Mm-hmm. And we are not experts. We're just 2 people that done been through some shit. There you go.
Yes, this is, we don't got no PhDs from no universities.
No. Mm-mm.
But we do have degrees from the School of H.E.R. Knocks.
Yes, say that shit again. Say it again.
Real life.
Yes.
Amazing experiences, good and bad.
Yes.
We're grown. So we learned a lot from our life experience, So we're trying to share some of our wisdom and experience with y'all. So, what we got for the first question?
Oh my. So we talking about sharing is caring, right? You know what I mean? Sharing is caring. We say that a lot, culturally. Be like, sharing is caring, baby. So, ironically, the questions for this week happen to come from females. That's what this seems like to me.
Yes, all ladies.
All ladies.
All ladies this week.
Our sisters, stand up, whether you're with us or not, okay? Because you might be from some other places, too. All right? Well, the first question goes out and it says, Dear Love and Lust, how do you tell someone that you used to date and no longer date them, but you think you made a mistake? Let me try to reframe her question a little bit, okay? How do you tell someone that you used to date, that you no longer date, and you know for a factamundo that you made a mistake, right? Because you broke up with them. And now you want to start over. So this is Miss Do-Over. So Miss Do-Over wants to know how she tell this Maine that she wants to get back with him. How does she do that?
I mean, you just tell him. But I think the dilemma is, he probably ain't been communicating because he didn't do anything wrong. So she's probably just nervous about trying to get him to respond.
Why you always like to think that men don't do nothing wrong? You say that often. You say that often.
Listen to what this said. It said,
I'm listening.
She made the mistake by breaking up.
She made the mistake by breaking up, but that don't mean that he didn't do something.
Oh, my God.
You understand what
I'm saying?
saying?
Why do you think men always do something wrong?
Because y'all motherfuckers do. Period. Period. God damn it. Period. All right? Sometimes it ain't the case. However, but I digress. Go ahead on now.
No,
You got the floor. Just tell him, right?
Based on the question, how do you tell someone they used to date, that she used to date, that she no longer dating, but you want to date now because you realize you made a mistake by breaking up with them? So,
We get back to the date and relationship. So, they had to be in a relationship in order for her to really break it off, per se. Dating, yeah, okay. You could step away from a date and say you don't want to be with them no more. But it's a date. Y'all dating. So it's not really that level of pressure or commitment, correct? So we got to, Miss Do-Over, we got to try to figure out.
I think they were in a relationship based on the fact that she said
broke up. Exactly.
She wants to start over. It probably was just a moment of, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah, I've had those.
And now, she took care of me or her, and she wants to get back with you.
All right. So piggybacking off of that, I would say since it seems, right, if we go with that theory, that she was trying to work on herself, then since she is in a better space, then if that is where you are, Miss Do-Over, then you should absolutely tell that person, be very transparent, just be like, I want to talk with you. And this is where I was at when we first connected, and this is where I'm at now. And I'm in a better space to be a better version of myself for not only you, but for me. And how about we just give this another shot? And the most thing that a person can say during that period of time is what? Yes or no?
No.
They could say
Or
no
yes.
to you, or they could say yes. So depending on how deep your relationship was, I would say absolutely go for it. Go for it and just, wish for the best. People really get fearful about just having conversations and communicating. And though that's the number one thing that truly sometimes outside of cheating, messes up a relationship because people don't know how to communicate. Would you agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true. It's factual.
Well, what's interesting, you said outside of cheating, but at least for a number of the women that I know,
Mm-hmm.
cheating has not ended their relationships.
Really? What they tell you?
They just haven't. Like, even, especially if they're married,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? I think that there's a double standard that goes along with cheating. If a woman cheat, it's going to be fatalistic, whereas a man cheat is going to be like, you need discipline or some kind of, depending on the level of cheatation.
Right. Like if he has a side chick. Like I was listening to another podcast because, we knew at this whole podcast thing. So I was listening to these gentlemen talk, and every other word was, a derogatory statement against a woman or whatever they were saying, right? That's fine, because if that's
the other podcast.
no, we not. But what I'm saying is, I'm just bringing that to the forefront is because a lot of times the language and the experiences that you have with people, dictate how you receive them and how you see women. But the person kept on speaking in regards to a derogatory statement against women. However, they were also stating how there's levels to this relationship thing where, again, now maybe I just have been out of that world, and so I pay attention to some things, but I need to start paying real good attention to some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, so you have, and I knew this before, but he said you have your wife, if you're married. Then he went to, you got your side chick, then you got your whenever, right? And he said something else. I have to go back to find out what the last one was, but it was 4 women. And I'm like, are you that greedy?
How old were they?
No, they was definitely up there. They were some older.
Grown?
They were grown. Okay, so it wasn't like they were, that young. And I'm listening.
Where are they from?
The city. Okay, from downstate. And
See,
I'm like,
here's the thing.
It don't matter, upstate, downstate. Please don't say that.
Listen, watch this.
Go for it.
If it's a city, there's a 20 million amount of people radius. The ratio. No, hold on. Listen.
I'm listening. Just because I'm making facial expressions don't mean nothing. Let me have my
you
facial.
having heart palpitations
Let
over
me
there.
have my facial expressions, man.
I don't want you bugging out yet.
Not yet. I'm waiting for it.
You can bug out when I finish the sentence.
Lord.
But what ends up happening is the ratio down there is at least 3-1. So the opportunity to cheat is readily more available. That and down south. Down south, I think the ratio is even greater as far as like women to men.
You bet, because they could, they deal with their cousins and things.
Well,
So
oh my God.
I'm just saying, it happens. The dirty south be the dirty.
But
Let's go. Insane.
But when you're in that type of environment and you grow up in that type of environment and you see, pops, might even be the reverend, mayor or something, something prestigious.
Just started with the reverend. Lord Jesus.
Man, listen, we keep it all the way 100
Keep it
in here.
grown. Keep it grown. Okay.
You know what I mean? I had a friend growing up in high school, and it was a joke, but it wasn't, and it was a rumor at the same time. Everybody was trying to figure out who his daddy was.
Oh my God.
Because,
I hope one day he found out.
Yeah, well, yeah, who knows? What the rumor was, the reverend of the church was his daddy.
Oh my. Oh my.
And Deacon is so.
We don't even know.
Yeah,
Well,
I
get
don't know,
back
but
to-
it's just hilarious how that works with. But she would have got, if it was actually found out and made factual, she would have got more shame than the reverend.
She would have. She would have, because it would have been
Double
like,
standard.
oh, exactly. It's a double standard. So in this
So-
situation, going back to Miss Do-Over, right?
Well, you brought up cheating, so that's what.
No, but it ties into some of it. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, we don't know the reasoning why you broke up with the person. We don't know what happened, and now you feel you made a mistake. It appears that she ran from something and was just like, again, self-care, or you just got real jitters or whatever about the whole situation and was like fearful. Because some people, when they just something comes in too fast and they don't know that, oh my God, I'm in love with this person, I don't fell for this person too deep, they run. They retract. I don't know what that's about. However, it does happen. So if she wants to do over, then I would just say, keep it a buck. Go ahead and let them know what it is, and bring it there. There's something. But
the other thing I would say, hopefully you do know this person in a manner where you know their personality type and you can figure out how to address them.
Yeah.
Because, men are definitely more sensitive than women after breakups. After breakups.
Okay. I'm sorry. So this is Jumaine. All right. Jumaine, Maine Event over here talking. He got a website. He got podcasts. He got all this type of stuff going on. DJ. The man is multi-talented. Okay. A parent, everything, understandable. And I'm Bklyn Shay. And we attempting to give y'all these doggone answers to your questions, okay?
But tell you the truth, like men
Speak my truth.
Men are more.
I wish you would. I wish you might. I'm learning. So you telling me that men are more sensitive to a breakup than female?
If the woman broke up with them,
or let's take the gender.
If the woman broke up with them, they're gonna be a lot more sensitive than some of the women. Women have these friends, support system. They can be emotional. Men have to bottle that stuff in. They can't really
How's my face right now? Is it looking at you like, what the fuck is you talking about? I'm sorry.
You never experienced a dude that you cut off either turn into a stalker or get real crazy, or suddenly you went from being the queen to all kinds of bitches and hoes, and you ain't shit and all this other stuff. You never had that experience.
If it was the case, they did it behind the scenes, and I don't know nothing of it. I don't know nothing of it, okay? It may come through the grapevine, but I don't know nothing about it, okay? Because as far as I know, they in the next...
But that kind of behavior
so landing in another piece of pussy is a level of...
you're traumatized.
I know, I'm not traumatized. I'm saying, if they go, is that part of it? That's what I'm saying. So if I didn't experience somebody coming at me in a negative, saying verbal stuff to me, but I have obviously experienced them landing in some pussy right after we broke up or whatever. Now, does that mean, what is that? That means that they hurt, they traumatized. So they were so
replacement.
Dear Love and Lust podcast members, people who tune in, he was so traumatized that he landed in a piece of pussy. Okay. End scene. Thank you, man. Thank you for clearing that up. He done gave me my therapy session. I am comfortable with that.
That's not the same thing that I'm talking about, though. That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about she broke up with him.
Uh-huh.
So now he doesn't know what he did wrong. He just tight because they broke up because he didn't want to break up, maybe.
Uh-huh.
So I think her issue is in trying to get back with him, she knows he's been hurt. He ain't answering the phone. He ain't responding to text. So she's probably trying to figure out a way to get back to this person.
Girl, show up on his doorstep. He can't turn that down.
Wearing nothing but a trench coat and some
show up.
high heel boots.
And whoever he might be there with, just be like, sister, I was here first. or whoever. Okay,
Oh, be
let's
careful
take
with
let's
that.
take the gender out of it. Just be like, I happen to be at the airport. Can you come and pick me up?
Man, listen, women got permits now. They carry.
Yeah, they do.
So I wouldn't. I'd be careful.
Call before you show up.
The only answer we got from this do over is you literally just have to go and talk. That's
Go
it.
do it over. Just like this whole wonderful anonymous name says, do over. Get it. All right, you up next, Maine.
All right. How do you tell your partner that you want to bring another person in the bedroom? Miss Polly.
Well, the name says
Well, you're a woman, so it might be a little bit easier, depending on the dude, though.
right. They ain't say male or female. They said another person.
Oh yeah, that could be interesting.
Hmm.
I can't really speak on the other preferences because I am only one particular preference, and that is heterosexual.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, why do you want the other person in the bedroom?
I don't know. I've never done that before. I'm going to save that for my wedding night, maybe.
See, so you remember why I asked this question?
I do. I do. And I stick to my guns. My husband is going to have a wonderful night. So, my whole thing is this just introduce it. Obviously, y'all have had these conversations, or not obviously, but maybe y'all have had these conversations. Okay, I'll say that. Let me get my words right. So if y'all have had these conversations and you want to just spice things up a little bit, bring it to the table. Adults are adults. You choose to do what you choose to do as long as you're safe with it. It's like as long as people are being safe, there's nothing wrong with you attempting to experience something. And again, boundaries, lay the foundation, the ground line, like this is it. We're going to do this one time. And we're not dipping and dabbing in
There's
this
always
again.
rules.
There has to be rules
of engagement.
There has to be rules because if you don't put the rules out there, then you leave the floor open for this person or these persons to introduce themselves again to one another. So, what are you thinking?
Um, I'm thinking she doesn't want to directly ask. So, I'm gonna give you a play-by-play. If you and your partner are liberal, and you know you have computers with internet connection, um,
Huh.
one of the nights that you're being intimate, I say put on some adult entertainment.
And that's introducing the third person?
And what you would do, literally, is just say, "Let's watch a threesome,"
Okay.
and you keep
Okay.
finding the ones that you like,
Okay.
and as you're watching, make the suggestion. Yo, that would be crazy if we did that, right?
Hmm. You could.
This only works for the woman. The man can't do this for some reason. There's too many issues that come into play when a man tries to make this attempt.
Really? It seems disrespectful.
Unless they're gonna be marrying Bklyn Shay, then it's
Yep. Say less, okay, and do more. All right, say less and do more. My husband's gonna be a very happy man. Period. Period. Okay. So, but other than that, looking at this from the perspective of saying they want to introduce something into the bedroom, introduce it. It is what it is. It's like introducing a toy. The person is a toy at the time.
Yeah, that is crazy because basically
That's what it is.
It's a plaything.
Yeah. So it's not somebody you trying to keep. I mean, your toy, you could, keep it a couple of times and use it a couple of times. If the person's good enough, then maybe you'll go back.
Somebody's is in retirement.
Yes, it's not in retirement. I threw it away. Like Dr. Doodle and that monkey with the water liquor. I give it up. Okay? I gave up the bullet, y'all. Gave up the bullet. I had to put it in retirement. For those who missed that. She gave it up. But other than that, what do you have to say? Anything else on that?
Yeah,
Are we
just
good?
if you give the play-by-play, you got to intrigue the person and make it feel like it's a possibility without it being a possibility.
I like that though. I mean, that was a good segue and kind of break down. So you thought this out, huh?
No,
No, that just came to you, just off the cuff.
this was how it was brought to me
Oh, it was
by a
brought to
woman.
you like that. Okay, that's how you knew it so well. Because I was like, how he come up with that?
You know,
Okay.
the particular woman, she suddenly had a random fetish for blonde women,
Excuse me.
blonde women,
Really? Oh, okay.
and she was curious.
Well,
And the funny thing, she would always be like, I know what you do to me. I would always love to watch to see what you would do to somebody else. Huh?
exactly.
What?
Exactly. Goodbye. No. Sharing is caring on a whole nother level. That's deep.
Liberal relationships.
I'm sorry. I do not like to share. It has to be again on my terms and the other person's terms as well. Because I'm learning to be inclusive. Okay. I understand. I keep hearing
Why are you trying to be inclusive though?
Because I'm even from my H.T.M ladies, they be like, Shay, you a little controlling sometimes. And I'm like, really?
Controlling. I don't get controlling.
Thank you, man.
You give me a lot of freedom in your space right now.
Come on, this is what I'm saying. But I'm learning to just be better to listen more and to hear people and what they're saying. All right. So with Miss Polly, girl, get out there, share the wealth, do what Maine said. I like those suggestions a lot because it's very discreet, but you introducing something to the table, and with technology you can't lose, and with COVID anyway, you ain't trying to have nobody come up in there, they gonna be sexy with a damn mask on. So like, I'm sorry, we can't be doing all that. Everybody got to get a test for AIDS and COVID at the same damn time. Go for it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Ain't it interesting? This is how they gonna introduce them robots, where they gonna have
Let me-
virtual shit. You remember that movie? Who was
Oh,
it? Who was it that was in there? Lord have mercy. What's her name? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Machine or
From
something?
Speed. Who's the lady from Speed? With Keanu Reeves and stuff.
Oh,
What's her
Sandra
name?
Bullock?
Sandra Bullock, okay?
I didn't see that one.
There was a movie where she had sex virtually, and it was like the image and everything was in front of her, and they was sexing, and she came. Well, for this virtual thing, I gotta look that movie up. Anybody with that pay attention to us?
The movie or
that's
the
a movie
technology?
buzz, right? It was crazy, and I'm like, this is where we going. It was like some sci-fi thing or whatever that she was in. I can't remember the name of the movie, but if y'all do, please definitely hit us up on our page and email us and tell us what it was, because I really want to know what that movie was. And I was looking at that like, come on, they not gonna just take people away from us, are they? But yeah, they are, because that's how they got rid of AIDS and everything in the movie. That was like the premises of what it was. Like, it was no sexually transmitted disease because you was having sex virtually.
Oh, with another person through virtual reality.
Yeah, it was like a computer, but it was like through virtual reality. Like, you put these goggles on, and you would go into this virtual world where you having intimacy with whomever is there, but they're not physically really there with you or whatever. So anyway, I'll take it that they're going to be able to come with that. They probably already have. If it was
they got sex dolls that have artificial intelligence, robots.
Yeah. So
they can actually talk and move and respond to touch and all that other stuff.
But they say COVID stays on surfaces and things, so that probably wouldn't work either. So whatever, everything they taking it away. Take it away.
But
okay,
I was gonna ask you before you went on that. Now I got another question for you too.
What's up?
Because you say you don't like to share, but yet you're wedding night you want to have a threesome.
No, but I said on my terms. You listen to the follow up.
Okay.
I said on my terms. I don't like to share, but on my terms, I would like to do something a little bit different. And it don't necessarily have to be my wedding night. Be my wedding weekend, whatever. I just want to get it out the way so I can move forward with the rest of my life. I've never done it before, so if it happens to be that that's the night that I want to do it, then
what is triggering your curiosity for that?
It's nothing that's triggering it. I just feel like it's just something I want to do.
It's on your bucket list.
It's on my bucket list. There we go.
Okay.
That was a good segue. Good job. Yeah. Right. It is what it is.
And the other question.
And it could be with the dummy, just like what you're talking about. There you go.
Hey,
Okay.
that,
Because
that,
that's
that,
probably, because I'm sure whoever marries me is not going to want to share this good. So let's just be real about it. All right. And C.
They probably be afraid. Wait, are you giving me permission?
I'd be like, this can't be right. This is a setup. It's a
Mm-hmm.
setup.
This is setup.
This
Like,
is a
no, we
setup.
just got married and we're gonna do this now.
Like, no.
Mm.
This is a setup. Yeah, it'll be
So,
with a dummy, just so you know in advance.
but back to the movie. So you never had a mental orgasm?
Yes, I have. I have.
Okay.
I have. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But it was more so brought on by with another toy. So, you understand what I'm saying? So it's like I was thinking of the person and I was thinking of the person and using my toy at the same time. And that made me
A phallus.
that made me climax, okay? So I wouldn't give it to the person ever, not ever. Have I gave it to the person, but I was thinking of the person. I was like, okay, cool.
That's interesting.
Isn't it interesting? It was.
I'm all in your business today.
You could be all up in my business. It's all right. Take lessons. Learn something about your life.
I'm learning.
You learn.
All right, what's this question number 3?
All right. Question number 3. What do you do when your partner... Oh, boy. Here we go. What do you do when your partner wants oral sex, but you know for a fact that you're not good at it?
Oh.
Or just think it's gross, but you want them to be satisfied as well? This is coming from Miss Suck It or Not. Miss Suck It or Not. That's on you, man. I'm a follow up. What do you do?
You gotta practice. Nah, you really like. If you're a woman and you're not sure about your skills, I'm sure you do have toys, as we've been discussing toys today. Some of them are realistic. Just practice. Go in the mirror, practice. If you're brave enough, use your phone and film yourself and then review it later and then compare yourself to some other adult entertainment websites. Take lessons. But if you think it's gross and you don't want to do it, then maybe that person is just not the person for you.
So this is coming from a female, and doesn't mean that the female just prefers, the dang-a-lang, okay? Could mean that you prefer the same. You just don't know. And we open to it all. So, here at Dear Love and Lust, we're open to whichever.
I've never heard a woman say it was gross to eat another woman out, so that's why I'm assuming.
Well, I've heard it, and obviously, with the person wasn't
that wasn't interested in or curious.
Really? Well, I have. And I'm just trying to tell you, when it comes to this, the only way that you think, if you're talking from a suck it or not, okay, so let's speak in terms of this male and female type of situation, right?
I mean, you can suck on clits, but
you can, but the clit ain't coming in your mouth.
No,
not like that. So, however,
maybe that's the issue. She don't want.
She don't want the nut or whatever. So that seems to be the issue. Is like you don't want the nut in your mouth, the semen in your mouth. So, this is interesting. That's why I said I'll let you lead on this one, because the whole thing is just like when
practice.
She's saying that it just goes to the fact that she just thinks it's disgusting. So if you think it's disgusting, practicing is realistically not going to make you want to do it even more. If this is the person you are with, this is the person you want to satisfy.
So my question is it disgusting when it's done to her?
Right. Is it? Or maybe he just need to change his diet. Because I had to tell somebody before, please stop smoking. Stop doing whatever the hell you doing, because it's disgusting, okay? Because it comes out a whole nother different kind of way. And it comes through that. And if it ain't good, it ain't good. That's why I drink a lot of water, cranberry juice, and pineapples. Pineapples it is, okay? Because
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't want
your
nobody
man is
talking
on
about.
that Hennessy and Coke diet.
Listen, it ain't gonna be good for you, sister. So maybe it's his diet. So if his
All he
diet
eat
is
pork
jacked
and
up,
chicken spots, food.
you gotta tell him to do better. Cause then it probably won't be so nasty for you or whatever. And then you probably get turned on by the process. We don't know. Again, the disclaimer, we are not experts. We just two people that been through some shit. And we just here trying to give y'all some some information. But I would absolutely say practice on him if you really want to satisfy him, because it goes both ways. If he's down there munching, you can't be selfish like that. You gotta absolutely give. Right. Yes. You gonna ask me another question?
No, I got something.
Oh, I was about to say, ask me another question, because you gonna ask me a million questions. And I'm about to go in on you.
I was in the privilege, and I'm often in the privilege of being the only male in a bunch of women having conversations.
Okay.
And I just remembered one conversation that was similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the girls was like, you have to basically simulate that you're doing it, even though you're not doing it. She's like, depending on how big he is, you put both hands on him, and you use your hands. You're not actually touching him. You're not actually putting it in your mouth.
You just the act.
He's just assuming that you are.
The act is doing it
because of the look, the way it looks.
I mean, well,
so you can, instead of using oral, just use your hands, but act like you're doing it.
Your tongue gonna have to touch the tip one way or another. You're gonna have to do something. So whether you lick the shaft, you go up and down, you do whatever it is that you're gonna go and do. Be good at it, okay? So if you feel you suck at it, you're not used to it, let the person know, because I done had some bad head and I was like, woo, child, no, you gotta get up. Get up. And you're like, what's wrong?
What do you do when you gotta do that's not?
I'm speaking for self.
Yeah.
Get up. I'm sorry, because I'm not gonna be sore later. I'm not gonna be walking around with an ice pack because you just didn't know what you was doing. Your teeth taking me to the next level. Your tongue ain't, okay? And then if your tongue is, you think that you're doing something by sticking it in the hole. That ain't doing nothing, okay? Get out of here, all right? So I told the person to just get up. I can't. No, well, gagging is not okay either.
Yeah, I don't like
it's like, why are you going so far back? Because that deep throat stuff sometimes just don't work. Because I know you is not about to choke me. We is not doing that. No, thank you. Have you ever had somebody throw up on you?
Not throw up, but I had a very, I almost want to say traumatizing experience where she was profuse with the saliva.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And yeah.
I just got all caught up in my shit. I'm visual, man. I'm visual. Don't do it to me. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
no.
She used a lot of spit. And she didn't, spit, but it just was a lot, and it didn't really do anything. It just, not for me. I know there's some people that may like that. I don't like.
Oh, I know my face is telling her though. First off, I don't like no man to spit on me. I don't like no whatever. I'm like, if you think I'm dry, you need to go get some lube. Yeah, because if you spit on me, it is a punch to your fucking throat. Okay, like I cannot. All right, that is when Bklyn is coming out on a whole nother level, and it's over. Cause there's no way you gonna want to do nothing else with me when you get punched in your throat. So I'm like, we're not gonna do that.
Depends on the dude. Some dudes might be like, oh, word? Come on.
That would probably be like an invitation to be like, she was aggressive. She wanted to take me there. No.
Start choking.
Please stop. Because it's just disrespectful. It's disrespectful for somebody to just spit on you.
But
like
you have to know these things before you do it.
Which part?
If you're into that, you got to know that your partner is into it before you do it.
Oh,
if you don't,
that's what you're talking about. Yeah, because I'm like, I'm not into that. So that is just not the case. I'm like, we don't got those problems. But thank you, God, I don't have those problems. Because I'm like, you spit on me, that's fighting. That's assault. You know that. I'm like, I have every right to assault you back, just so we clear. I don't want Maine to get no
So
emails.
Can he like lick his fingers, moisten it up, and then rub it on?
Yeah, he can do that.
But he
Just
can't.
don't spit on me.
He can't
That's a
make the
hawk
sound.
spit. Absolutely not,
She
man.
getting off.
Absolutely, like, exactly. I'm trying to, keep my facial expressions together. I don't like stuff like that. That's just too disrespectful. It is.
So, Miss Sugar or not, I would say this: if you really want to be with this person, you might have to make the compromise, or he's gonna have to make the compromise and just know that's not gonna happen in your relationship. Now, the rumor is, you know, a gag a day keeps the cheating away.
Oh my gosh. You hear this?
I'm just saying.
A gag a day. A gag. Though you don't like to hear the sound
Well,
of a gag
I mean,
effect.
yeah, you know.
So say the right stuff, because that ain't it.
You know.
The gag a day. Lord have mercy. Keeps
Some head every morning
every morning?
keeps them from wandering.
You better go ahead and go wander then, because the hell if I'm going to be sucking your knob every damn
So,
day.
okay, if you're with a dude, he wants that and you don't want to do that and you don't do that, can he get that somewhere else?
If I'm with my husband, because we heard where I'm going. I'm going with my husband. My husband better not be thinking about doing none of that extra stuff. Let's have a conversation, all right? I do know how to use one of them little toy things. So if you need that, then I will probably do that. But head game every single day, come on, that's like going to work. No. Sometimes you want to do it, sometimes you just don't. And I ain't going to be doing that shit every day. It's like I don't expect head every day, all right? So, each one teach one, okay? So when I give it, here we go. And you shouldn't have to ask. So there we go. So Miss Suck It or Not, he shouldn't have to ask. You should be given. Should go both ways. Reciprocation is everything. Wholeheartedly, 110% in all relationships. There we go. How about that? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that works.
There we go. All right.
But the thing is, before y'all even get to that, y'all should know what each other like and don't like, in my opinion.
You should. I mean, these should be
if
conversations.
you're going into a
marriage.
relationship.
A marriage.
That too.
Shay stuck on this marriage shit, which we all should be.
Yeah,
okay,
that's your goal. That's your goal.
That is my goal. Ultimately,
been there, done that.
So have I.
I'm not against getting married again, but it's at this point.
Was it pointless for you?
No, it's not pointless. It's just not a focus.
Whatever. But you want to date people?
No.
No, you don't want to do that either?
No.
Okay, so this is all about you then. So this is where your time is at? Okay, see, I've been in that phase already. So
here's the thing. If I'm dating somebody, there has to be a point to it.
Right. At some point. Not necessarily.
There's no point to date somebody unless they're going to fit. Like, I haven't seen anybody that fits or match my mold.
Right. So, but let's get into this, because now we on this topic. Okay, man, listen to me. Dating, a relationship. Relationships leads to normally a marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
so,
the point.
That is the point. Okay. So you're saying right now for you that you date and can date, and that your dating is what is going to potentially lead to a commitment.
If I am dating somebody, it would be for the point of
commitment.
Marriage. I don't have to date somebody if I'm just trying to get off. Like,
you could just get off with whoever's in the book or your phone.
Not whoever, because they have to want to get off.
True story.
But
no, I'm just trying to get clarification, because some from a male perspective, like, what are y'all thought processes when you're thinking about out here dating or in a relationship or whichever? Like, if there's no end goal, there's no reason to be dealing with anybody at this age.
Right. For me, there's levels.
Give me the levels.
The attraction to a woman that you find physically attractive, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's the woman that you find cool and you love being around them and you hang with. They make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the one that's the combination of both. The one that's a combination of both is usually gonna one that's gonna trigger that this should be wifey, wife material.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, the one in the middle, you can go out to eat, hang out, watch movies. You don't
Mhm.
want to go to a movie by yourself. That's who you take. And the night y'all go home, there's no real hugging and kissing, none of that. No,
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean? The first one, you don't have to do nothing. Just, doctor's appointment.
Okay. Okay. I feel you on that one.
I've been called Dr. Brown a few times in my lifetime,
Wow.
and it wasn't. First time, I'm like, yeah, that word.
Right.
You flipping it on me?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, on the appointment.
You are the appointment. That's
Mm.
what it seemed like. Well, that's very interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, ultimately for me, though, because we both have been married,
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to get married again. I'm gonna tell you that right now. For the longest time, and even my crew, they was like, just don't close yourself off to love. Just don't be that cold, whatever. But I was just at a point, you go through that period where you was hurt, you was, all this trauma and all sort of type of stuff. So you really are just like, I'm dead set against it. It was easy as hell to get married, but it was hard as a motherfucker to get out of it. Okay, and it took a long time for me to get to a point where I just wasn't trying to be stuck in that mindset of like, okay, every male is going to be this particular way, especially since I knew the person since I was 14. So it was like we had a long history of being together or whatever like that. So it was like, all right.
You had a prime example and not a bunch of
Right. He was
examples.
my first and everything like that. So it was like, okay, this is really a very interesting process. He proposed to me twice, like when we were younger. And then when we finally were adults and stuff like that, he had a kid, I had a kid. And then it was like, okay, now we're going to be together. It was a beautiful thing because it's like, oh, you feel like you marrying your high school sweetheart, that type of stuff. And then you grew and the person didn't grow with you. You know what I'm saying? They still wanted to be in that street mentality stuff. And I was like, not with a family, not with everything else that we got going on. You have to give up something to commit to your family because this is not okay. So he obviously was doing his thing in the streets and stuff, and not for nothing gave me, beautiful children. I appreciate that piece of it. And I know that was the linkage for us being together. But it was a lot of things that we could have both done differently, but we didn't. And, so the ties got severed. So at that particular point, I was like, yo, I'm going to be the dude. And I'm just going to deal with whoever I want to deal with at this particular time. And they don't care whether or not they married, they this, they that. I didn't care. And I did a lot of stuff in, my past that I'm not proud of, but it made me the person I am today because I would never do those things again. You know what I mean? So now...
You sure you're not proud of them?
No, I'm not proud of them. I'm not proud of some of the things. Some of the people deserve to get whatever they got. But I definitely know karma is real. So everything that has come back to me, I took my karma, I dealt with it, and now I moved on. And I know better. So now when you know better, you do better. And you just trying to be the best version of yourself for whoever is meant to come into your life. So that's where I'm at now. I'm mature. I'm focused on myself and the things that I have to do for me, because I noticed that when I give too much to a man, they take advantage of that whole process. So I know not to do that shit no more either. So that's it.
Yeah.
Stay focused. The
I've
right
always-
person will get it all.
I've been the person that's always been very giving to others and forget to give to myself.
Correct.
So now I'm just making sure I give to myself the most.
Come on now. Great segue. Great segue into topic of the week. Here we go. Gift buying. What do you get your significant other? I love gifts, so I want to hear this. What do you give?
You get them what they want. No.
Basically, but I mean, really.
No.
Do you think it through? What do you do?
Well, you have to listen before you figure out what it is that you're getting them. And make sure it's not something that they just can get themselves.
Okay.
Because there are sometimes, you get something like, the whole Father's Day, everybody gets their father a tie or something like that. Like,
I could get this myself.
exactly.
There's
like,
no thought in that.
But, if your dude or the person you're with, the woman you're with, is you hear them repeatedly say, "Oh, I wish I could do this," or "I wish I could do that,"
Yeah.
um, and you find something you can do. Like, all right, the last time I really, really, really thought about a gift and got somebody something, um, the person I was with, they were always talking about. I always wanted to go to Kimberly's. I always want to go do that. I want to do that.
Mhm.
Get the full treatment, the whole spa treatment.
Mhm.
Um, Now, for a while, I'm like, well, just go.
Right.
But never did. Because in their mind, I guess they didn't think it was affordable what they could do.
Right.
So I went, $300 gift certificate.
You got that right. Because Kimberly's is definitely expensive. That's why she was throwing them the hints out there. Like, I would like to spend that, but I ain't going to spend that. Okay.
And there was a couple other things that she mentioned and
Mm-hmm.
liked and, hooked her up for Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And, the response was, this is the best present I've gotten in a long time because somebody actually listened to me.
That's so sweet. And why you're not together?
I don't know.
Well, whoever you are that got that damn Kimberly's gift and stuff like that, hit Shay up because I want to know what happened. All right, why you leave my baby friend over here? Okay, that's not good. All right, so anyway,
People have their reasons.
yeah, they do. I mean, obviously y'all had a little deeper stuff, but it's all good. But gifts, I'm a giver, and I love celebrating holidays. The holiday season is upon us. Christmas, which is my favorite holiday. But yes, I've always been the giver. Like I love thinking when people talk. I'm a listener, of course, the social worker stuff, but I love to make people feel special, and for those moments, like little snippets. It don't have to be much. It's nothing. To do something special for people, but for me, what I found is that the reciprocation is never ever there, ever, ever, ever. The best gift giver was my ex-husband.
But you can't look
And
for the reciprocation.
no. Listen. Let's just be real about it, okay? You can say that to the cow, the moon, coming forward. At some point,
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
deserves the same.
Something.
They deserve something. Okay, sorry for that loud splash. Okay, but everybody deserves something, and that's what I'm talking about. No, the person who's a giver does not look to receive. Trust me when I tell you, it's 1,000 times over of being a giver. I've never looked to receive back. But at some point, when you're with the person, whoever you're with, you deserve something in return. Okay, it's like the thought to be thought of. It's like you trying to tell me in your relationships you never just didn't want to be thought of, for somebody to just do something special for you just to do it.
Here's the thing. Most men are grown up and raised to believe that they're supposed to do all the gift giving and doing all this thing. If she does do something for you, it's special and it's significant and it's cool. But
I'm glad you said that because that's a good.
A lot of people, you gotta be the provider. You're like that's what you were raised up on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Some people.
The problem comes in for most men as they get older, especially, growing up in my generation.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you were raised that way, you were also raised to avoid gold diggers.
Mm. That's deep.
What's crazy is like now you're confused.
Right. And I feel this generation is definitely confused.
No, this generation not confused. They're very specific. They say it in all the WAP songs. You listen to the women, I need a man with this, that. I need Birkin bags and all that.
No, they confused. Either way, they confused. They may say that, but they are confused because they look at what they're asking for. That is gonna stem back to the gold digger mentality. Like a grown ass woman is not asking you for those type of things. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Here's why I think that level of materialism exists, especially for women, is because of the amount of infidelity that happens. So they're gonna have to get something out of it outside of just heartbreak. And this is what I've heard from a woman.
Okay.
That she only deals with high end type men, for lack of a better word, and she's not expecting them to be faithful, and I thought that was weird. I'm like, why not? She's like, no, why would you? Like, they're a man. You know what I mean? That men have a natural desire to hunt. Even if they got a meal, they still go out and hunt after that. They finish the
I
meal.
mean, I'm gonna agree with that. She's right about that.
You know,
She's
so
right about that because you could be the best thing ever. That's why I tell people don't be thinking that your poo-tang gonna keep them because that is not it. It is not it.
yeah.
Okay.
But I think what as for me, like I've never been one to cheat, and I think the only reason I've not been one to cheat is because I've been cheated on before I was able to cheat on anybody else, so I know how it feels.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, so I would never want to cause that to
Type of thing.
somebody else, but that's
Right.
me personally.
And I would piggyback on that. So I've never cheated on anyone. However, I have been the person that received it. You understand what I'm saying? And that shit did not feel good whatsoever. Whatsoever. And my thing was,
I thought you were about to say, however, I will cheat on somebody now.
no, I won't do that.
That's
I won't
why.
do that. Because what I told you about karma. I learned that. Meaning that when I had slept with a married man, like, okay, don't think that shit didn't come back to me because it came back. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
giving away your
So,
book now.
yeah, well, hello. Stay tuned to the memoir of Bklyn Shay because that is coming out and I will talk about all of that. All right. Thank you, Maine. That was a good segue. All right. Good segue. I appreciate you. All right. But yeah, and that's my truth. And I can't hide away from it because it is what it is. But at the same time, like my thought process was I didn't care because I'm like, I was hurt and I felt that, someone slept with my husband. So it's like, okay, it wasn't the person that did it, but it was wrong. But I know better now. So when you know better, you do better. And that's pretty much what it is.
Pour that tea.
I'm pouring that tea. I'm pouring the tea and spilling tea at the same time.
Exactly.
Get it?
Exactly.
All right. So
we know
get back
funny?
to the gifts.
We'll get back to gifts, but I think what's funny about that whole situation, although you just said, all right, you slept with a married man, you weren't the one with the vows.
I wasn't, and I ain't had a commitment to that person or not.
And there's a lot of side chicks and a lot of women out there that are okay with doing those things because, yeah, I didn't make the vows.
It doesn't matter.
It's still wrong.
It's still wrong,
But they have a level of justification in that.
I don't justify it. I was absolutely wrong. And I should not have did it.
But you're mature and you've grown and you learn these things. There's other people that don't have. Their perspective is just different because they're just like,
yeah, so what? Yeah,
I'm not married.
And they don't care. But it was wrong, and I repented for my sins. And if you spiritual and you into that life, then you know better. So you do better, and that's just it. So that was way in my past. So it's not nothing present. So here, let's understand that if you got a husband, I ain't touching. Let's get that straight, okay? That was way years and years ago. So we great. Well, what you got? Getting back to the gift giving. Okay, what do you buy? So
you know what?
Give some cues. What do you buy,
fellas?
This is the coming of season.
Fellas,
what would you get? What should they get? And I'm gonna give for the women.
Now I'm gonna say one gift that you should probably get your woman, and depending on your woman, like she might take it in a different way, but get her underwear, bras. Especially if your woman, has to get anything that's higher than a C or D cup.
And notice he looked at me. I don't know what you looked over here for, but anyway, we already know what Shay working with on this side. Use visual.
I'm just saying.
Whatever.
You gotta, like, they're not cheap. So
They are not.
I know a few well-endowed women that, they got a bra for each day of the week, and that's it. Because of their size.
It's real. It's real.
I have a friend that, although it does not look this size, she's an F. A double F. And her main bra costs $100. And the other bra is like she got another bra that's a minimizer that's like $150. And like all those different types.
And these are the conversations that y'all had about how much she spent for her bras. You buy it? You help her out?
No, I ain't buying that car. I mean, I would have, but
Well, this holiday season, be the giver. Help out.
I mean, she got a man. I ain't buying no
Oh,
other.
well, true, 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 true. She got a
Yeah.
man, leave her alone. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so what else? So you got the intimates,
So that
okay, for the guys to
well,
get to me. What
it's
else?
a difference. You can't buy. Don't just buy the sexy. You got to buy the functional, comfortable, good feeling
The
stuff.
okay, okay.
Um, you
Main
can
dropping
add. You
jewels.
can add the you know, sexy stuff into it too. But the comfortable stuff, that's always a winner.
Right. Fenty has a subscription.
Fenty is
Yes.
super comfortable from
Banging.
what I've heard.
Yes. Okay. So go
Shout out
ahead.
to Rihanna doing a thing.
She doing her thing.
Um, the other thing would be um, certain type of hair products,
Hmm.
not wigs and weaves, but the oils.
Mm.
You know,
Okay.
especially if
Okay.
your woman likes natural
Natural
hair.
hair. Okay. I got you. I
Or
got
she
you.
got human wigs that she wears that she likes to maintain and keep.
Okay.
Look for some stuff like that that are
Smelly almond like
mhm,
those good smelling
natural
scents.
natural berries and juice.
Right. Not none of that cray stuff so that the
um,
wig is smelling like cockroach spray.
what else? You know, if you got it like that, cars are always wonderful thing.
Yep.
I
They
say that
are.
because I just it just popped in my head how many of these social media personalities that
Are buying their girls' cars.
mhm
I just love it. They put them big bows up there and
mhm
stuff like that. You'd be like, oh, that's so cute.
everybody buy their mama and their girl a car.
Yeah.
It's like
So let me get on this side. You good?
yeah,
You tell them some more?
yeah, go
You tell
ahead.
some good stuff?
You tell what you gonna get your man or a man.
Amen. Thank you. Okay. So we clear. So I would say for the ladies, just in general, if you're going to go shopping this holiday season, it's always very nice to surprise your significant other with like a date night. I think, we think about things in a
Mm.
materialistic type of way, but the planning, like a trip, with COVID, everybody is kind of secluded into what they supposed to be able to do, that you got to be at home. So if you do have to be at home this holiday season and you have to, limit yourself to the places you can visit, an intimate, dinner, cooking, adding a little bit of massage therapy into that, because I
Definitely
think
massage.
men, they underrated. They don't get massaged a lot, and they don't, get taken care of. As Maine mentioned earlier, they have always been conditioned to be the provider, and taking care of home, or being so strong that they can't, really be vulnerable at times. So I think it's very nice to do something outside of the box, and that would be a great gift to give to your significant other.
Mhm.
Another piece of the puzzle would be it ties into the massage thing. And right. No, no, no.
Happy ending
Right.
to you.
No, this would be another piece, is that, most men are not, some men are, they are metro, so they do get pedicures and manicures and all this other type of stuff. So a gift certificate to get, pampered at a salon, or should I say black owned business that's still out here doing their thing. Set them up with a, mini petty, and get themselves groomed up a little bit and stuff like that. Have a private session, so if they got beards and all this other type of stuff, they could get they little grooved up. Yes, they could do it for themselves, but I'm sure they would value not having to spend that bread on those type of things. Because it's thoughtful. It's like as if you really looked at what they do all the time to get themselves groomed, and just help them out a little bit. Then the other piece of it is to absolutely have an item that they may have wanted for a very long time and have been thinking about doing. So when I say that, some men are really still into smoking weed and doing all this type of stuff. So maybe you invest in a dispensary for them or whatever like that if you have it like that. So Maine talking about some buying some cars and all this type of stuff. I'm into lucrative business building wealth. So I would say buy them a piece of land if you have it, okay, so that they can build on some land. They into doing
Keisha
products,
K.
this,
or
that, and the
Gucci
third.
Man
All
wife.
right. I'm just saying. You have to learn how to generate wealth. And if your person is about their business, then you should, if you can, invest in them. So I would say that, iron sharpen iron. So if you're a woman that's about your business and you can do that, then do something that would generate wealth and help that man out. There you go. It's a win-win.
Those are good suggestions.
Thank you kindly.
Those are actually really good suggestions.
Appreciate you. Okay.
So if somebody pops up talking about they got a new piece of land, I know who got it from.
Be like, Bklyn. All good. So
Bklyn, a.k.a. the Jamaican.
You know what?
Non-Jamaican with like eight jobs. And at least 3 business ventures.
It's all good. It's all good. This is what we talking about. Generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? You got to break the cycle at some point in time and invest in each other and help people out. And that's how it goes. Don't keep stuff to yourself, people. You hear me? It's like when you got that knowledge, we should be out here helping each other, get to that next level.
Speaking of generational wealth, the Dear Love and Lust t-shirt, sweatshirt is on Maine Event live.com//shop. So make sure you go and cop one.
Cop that merch.
We might do a giveaway or 2 soon.
Okay.
We'll see.
I'm loving that. All right. So, and we are going to do what? We're going to conclude soon. So with us concluding, all right, this is episode 5. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I needed to.
I got you. Let me move this paper out of my way. All right. So, can you turn me back up so I don't have to go like all the way to this wonderfulness?
Yeah, you're there.
All right. So, this concludes the 5th episode of Dear Love and Lust podcast. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, especially on maineventlive.com, our Facebook page, on YouTube as well. Also, make sure you go to the Maine Event Live sorry, excuse me. I'm getting all tongue-tied right now. Go to the website and check out the merch and apparel as he mentioned earlier. The store and all that stuff is up there. I mean, he has the T-shirts, the hoodies, it was been circulating on social media, which I thought was really cool and stuff like that. So I shared it on my page too. All right. You can follow Bklyn Shay, myself, on all social media platforms as well. And check out her Temple monologues and everything that we have coming. We do have a couple of upcoming private sessions with people for sipping paints, private date nights and things like that. Our grand opening is on December 19th. That is happening whether it snows, it rains, or anything. Got too much money involved in it to not do it. So it's going to be here at our headquarters, which is 123 Sheridan Ave, Albany, New York. Okay? Suite 4, just so we clear. And, Maine Event. Yo, check him out. He's a great photographer, by the way. So y'all need to be booking this man, okay? Get that business up. Because very phenomenal. I believe I need to have me a session to, reintroduce. But when I finish the book. When I finish the book, you're hired. You hear this on the air. You are hired. You're doing the cover.
Do the cover artwork.
Make sure that we have that good for the memoirs of Bklyn Shay. But this is Dear Love and Lust. So, what we gonna say? Let me do my little things again. I like that little episode. So we gonna be like, peace. Very nice.